Tamron, we're digging into a pretty serious conversation that could impact all of us at one point. We're talking about scams. In this case, romance scams. They are on a rise. 6 seasons of this show. I have done 6 seasons of stories that I cannot believe. And I tell people, if you don't think it can happen to you, you are wrong. Cons know how to con. And all of us are susceptible. Our next guest, 71-year-old Kate Kleinert, been a widow for 15 years. She was on social media when a, quote, handsome man named Tony sent her a friend request. After 3 months of chatting, things turned romantic. But their online relationship took a turn when Tony started asking Kate to send him money. In the end, $39,000 and her home. It turns out the so-called handsome surgeon Kate thought she had struck up a relationship with was a 55-year-old man in another country. It takes a lot of bravery to share these stories, and we don't bring these people on to humiliate them or embarrass them. These things I cannot stress to you enough. I've done a crime show for years. We're all susceptible. So please welcome Kate to our Tan Fam. First of all, thank you for joining us, because I can only imagine how this feels, and the great, it's a balance. I'm almost in tears because I've talked to so many victims and they feel shame. They're like, how could I have done this? What was I thinking? But at the time, you'd been a widow for many years. It gets lonely. You want someone to talk to. You want a friend.
Right.
Social media is where so many people meet friends these days. And you met this person.
Yes.
What was it about the person that you met online that seemed to appeal to you?
Well, first, let me say I never, ever accept friend requests from people I don't know until I got this one. And I have no idea why I accepted his. He was handsome. The pictures that were sent, he was in a white coat like a doctor and scrubs like a doctor. And I just thought maybe it was like,
It's like, okay, this is it. I know I'm about to start crying because it's just, I know how much you've gone through. You accepted the request, and this person starts chatting, and it wasn't immediate.
No.
It wasn't an immediate ask for money.
No.
What was the conversation? What were the conversations like before the first ask?
Well, he got romantic pretty early on, which I have come to find out that's their MO. That's what they do. And I just kept pushing back because I hadn't met him. I don't know him.
You're like, slow down here, buddy.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've had one love in my life. It was my husband. And, I'm not, I don't know about opening it up to this at all. But
some of the messages I have, because it took months and you've shared them with us. One of the messages said, I want to spend the rest of my life taking care of you. I'm never too busy for the woman who holds my heart in her hands. Another message, now that I love you, I'm afraid to lose you. So this was like love bombing, right? They call it that, where the person just
like
keeps
that.
sending. Well, that's what they call it. They call it love bombing. When the person keeps sending you messages and it becomes overwhelming because you get sucked in. At some point, he starts asking for money, and you went through your 401k, your husband's 401k, and life insurance. Did anyone else know that you were giving him?
No. And this was during the lockdown of the pandemic, which there was a huge surge.
So there's the height of this kind of scam. There's also the height of loneliness. Right? We have a photo of your home. There was a fire in July of 2022. The reason that this is significant is because you ended up not having enough money to repair an air conditioner because you'd given it all to this person. And as a result, the home caught fire. Your possessions, your memories, your pets were all inside.
Yes.
I know you were at the White House. We have a photo of you at the White House talking about your story. Look at you taking action. I'm proud of you. You went all the way to the White House to share your story because you don't get the money back, right? You never got the money back. It's all gone. Your life impacted forever. What do you want people to understand?
I told myself in the beginning how stupid I was, how dumb this was to do. I no longer say that. I am a victim of a criminal.
Yeah.
But I turned from being a victim to a warrior in this cause.
So you say you were a victim, but now you are a warrior in this cause.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Because you seemingly doing everything right. You don't accept strangers. You know, my mom always says, my account is private. I'm like, Mom, it's private until it's not. So you accept a request from someone. At this point, what do you want to see change? Is it the laws? What have you learned from being at the White House and talking to officials? What can people do?
Well, scams are certainly big in news and shows like this and what have you, in magazine articles. It's getting more coverage so people understand more, but they're not educated enough as to how devious these folks are. They are so good at what they do, so good. And they've got the patience. We in America do not have patience like that.
Yeah.
We want everything right now,
So
yesterday.
and what you mean by that is that they'll just keep complimenting you.
It was over 3 months before Tony asked me for any money.
Right.
So by then, I trusted him.
Your defenses were down.
Yes.
Because in your mind, you think they call you and they're going to ask you for the bank account, da-da-da. No, he or this individual just took their time, getting to know you, baiting you,
Yes.
setting a trap. So how are things now? Have you been able to recover at all from this? Because I know you lost so much.
I have recovered, and I'm in a new place in Lancaster County, which I love living there. So it's a new life. I accept all these kinds of invitations to go out and speak. I'll speak to 5 or 500, whatever. You know.
I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that you trusted us enough to come by and talk with us. We will keep you in our prayers because I know it's a journey. But again, this is a warrior who is speaking up. Thank you to Kay.